Greetings and welcome to this episode of Everyday Enchantment. I'm your host, Stacey Andon, and I am a little like, ooh, do I want to talk about this out in the world? And yes, I actually do. So today's episode is going to be about BDE, Big Dick Energy, and one of my favorite spirit guides, my personal spirit guide on this planet, Jesus. So here we go. How do Jesus and BDE connect together in a very interesting way? Well, I want to share with you a message that got channeled through me about this topic. So, again, if this isn't your jam, turn it off. If this is your jam, snuggle up because, again, I think so much of the planet right now is in an energy of proving their worth, proving their specialness, their uniqueness, proving, hey, look at me, all of these things. I actually think it comes from an energy of really being disconnected and not feeling like we really truly belong or fit in, which again are actually two different things. However, without stopping there to go down a rabbit hole, I really feel like because there's so much chaos and so much transition right now and so many things shifting, people really trying to figure out how to again maybe channel some bravada and attention and again kind of stand out in the crowd. And so this idea of BDE, right, like I've got this big swagger going on, lots of coaches, mentors, you name it, are out there kind of building people up, selling and marketing to people to be like, hey, I can help you with your confidence. I can help you be, right, this big fish that you're imagining yourself to be. And whether it's coming from the ego, whether it's coming from some kind of other distorted kind of desire, I feel like it's a bit disingenuous, right? It doesn't usually land and come across in a way that's like, ooh, I really want to get closer to that energy or closer to that person's message or whatever it is. It usually is like, oh, I want nothing to do with whatever that is. And there's a lot of famous, again, coaches, spiritual people out there really kind of channeling whatever this is. And to me, again, it lacks some grounding and anchoring into number one, our humanity. The human in us really has permission to show up exactly how we are in flux. Sometimes we're going to feel uber confident and we're really going to feel clear. And other times we're going to feel like just like a murky mess. And this idea that we have to kind of, again, get ourselves into a space where we're like claiming, oh, I'm so spiritual or I'm so this or I'm so that. I don't know why, but like, why do we have to go around saying it? Why do we have to announce ourselves? Years ago, I was on a first and only date with a man who wanted to tell me about his large appendage. And I said, and never discovered any more than just saying to him, like, that doesn't need it. Those kinds of things announce themselves. They don't need a parade and a big like message board in the sky or whatever the case may be. And again, who you are is the same. It doesn't need a big announcement. You are already walking the planet with such beautiful magic who already as you are. You don't have to build yourself up. You don't have to fluff up something or channel some kind of BDE energy in order for yourself to really be magical, impactful, like just this beautiful change agent on the planet. I truly, truly believe that this is exactly how you are wired, how you are in this moment, doesn't need anything else. And there's so many people out there that are trying to tell me, you, and the planet that we have to be different. I really think that underneath it, it's like, how do you be authentically and true to yourself, which hence Jesus. And I'm going to put a little caveat around Jesus because I grew up in the Catholic religion and I really don't relate to Jesus as kind of the Catholic religion presents him. I think of Jesus as this beautiful energy of unconditional love, as this absolute, like, probably can't even capture it in all the human words of just, again, whatever that thing is when people go and have near death experiences and they feel this peace and love that they've never felt. That's how I envision and how I feel about Jesus. And in that energy, there is already space for our completeness and our wholeness exactly in this kind of imperfect human form that we are. We don't have to go again. You listen to the stories again, they come out of the Bible about Jesus. He's not going around trying to announce himself. He's so soulfully committed to his work in the world. And he's going about it. He's not like, hey, I'm meditating 20 times a day and I'm doing this and no, he just is. And so, how can we make more space in our lives for who we are and allowing that, again, in an imperfect way to come through? Because this idea, again, to me, BDE is very much, but not only is it just a masculine energy, and I don't mean that from a gender, I just mean, again, this kind of masculine space, there is this piece to me that it's like, is it actually even necessary? Why do we feel this need to kind of, again, create an energy so that we can flourish? You already are the energy where you can flourish. It already exists, it already is, and it doesn't need something else. And I think that, again, when we are noticing how much we're trying to convince ourselves we're spiritual, we're this, we're educated, we're successful, fill in the blank. It's like, what if you strip all of that away? Strip everything about, like, again, markers of success or markers of a good human life. And I'm using quotes around that because, I don't love this idea of things being good or bad. What if you strip it away? What do you have? What if you let go of your spiritual practices? What if you let go of whatever it is that you've been holding on to? And see, I don't know. This is what I've been doing. I've been practicing this for the last, I don't know, year or so in really deep, deep ways. And it's very much a land of uncertainty. And it's very much sometimes I have amazing amounts of clarity and sometimes I don't. And again, there's nothing wrong with all of it. We are always in a flow state, which is going to vary and move and mutate and what have you. And we can embody our flaws, our shortcomings, our weaknesses, whatever that is, to me, in ways that actually are superpowers, right? We don't have to make something into something else. We can actually embrace whatever it is. So again, the thing that you fear the most that somebody's going to find out and judge you on probably has so much magic within it when you go, oh, yeah. And you don't have to make a big sign in the sky about it. You accept and love and welcome that part of you, allow it to be part of who you are. And then again, the complexity and the nuances of being human and being uniquely wired like you, they radiate out. They draw, right, that charismatic energy of things to you, people to you, whatever it is. You don't have to go out and make it happen. And I think that that's part of a little bit of my resistance or my like disingenuous read on BD. It's like, again, distorted action. Like we have to make things happen in order for them to actually happen. And as everybody knows, I believe you cannot miss the life and all of it. And you're already doing it. You're already living it exactly as you are. We're living in chaotic, tumultuous times. So there's going to be all sorts of different energies, voices, messages, you name it. Coming back to your truth, coming back to who you are at the essence. And it's not always easy to discover that because we have layers of social conditioning and narratives and ancestral. We have ancestral kind of, again, history and trauma, and you name it, all piled together, kind of mixed together. And I think that what we're being asked to do is clear. How do we clear more of that? Not disown it, not say it doesn't belong, absolutely put more light to the darkest places. And that, to me, if we're going to move through on this planet and we are going to change and shift, we absolutely have to snuggle up to the things that are the scariest, darkest, and not just put some bravado and try to just keep going and put that over top, and not kind of flail around sometimes in the fear and the uncertainty, and allow it not to overtake us, but for us to be in the truth of it. So anyway, I don't know if this is what you were expecting. I was going to talk about this today. However, it feels so, so true to me to come back again to unconditional love, like not arguing with the way things are, and having curiosity and space and compassion, not only for ourselves, but everybody doing the best they can in this moment. And again, I'm not saying that I'm condoning things that are absolutely horrific going on here. I am saying that if we want to change, we can't just, oh, I'm going to claim that I'm doing all this spiritual stuff and this is who I am. It's like, let it go. The more we surrender and let it go and just be in the messy, I don't know, compilation of magic and human and soul and all of it, I think we'll find our way. I think you will find your way through, forward. And when you ground into, I don't need to be any different. I don't need to be doing something better than I'm doing now in order to be the incredible human that I am. First of all, it brings me a great level of peace. It brings me back to taking a long exhale and dropping my shoulders, being in my body, and allowing it all to be as it is. Doesn't mean we have to love it, doesn't mean we have to like it. There's a difference between acceptance and that judging and resisting and all of that, that I think, again, is wound up in so many things right now, the past, the present, where we're headed in the future. So coming back to this moment, being in the energy of you right now and offering that such love, such grace, such compassion, that helps you navigate any way forward. All right, let me know what you think. This was a juicy one. Pop over to Everyday Enchantment, my private Facebook group. We're talking about these things all the time and other topics as well. Again, we're curious. We're not saying we know all the answers. We don't know all the answers. We're just making space to see what really feels true in our hearts, using that to guide us in this moment, not knowing what, 5 days from now, 5 years from now is going to bring, but really being grounded right here and right now. All right, lovelies. Until next time, I will see you on the flip side. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get all the delicious details and links we've mentioned in this episode in the show notes below. If you'd like to chat about this episode or learn more about how to work with me, come visit me in my private Facebook group, Everyday Enchantment, or check out my website, staceyandon.com, where you can find out more about my Leap of Faith coaching, my Map Makers group program, and the School of Intuitive Magic. Plus a special shout out for all the production and editing of this show by Richard Wilmore. That's it for now, love. Here's to living a life enchanted. See you soon.